Welcome back to the channel, and today we're doing another Revenant loot video. This video was entirely inspired by the user Wolf, who left a comment on my last Rev video recommending that I try out killing the Rev Orc in 27 Wilderness while hopping between two different worlds. So that's exactly what we're going to test out today for 1 hour. And if you haven't seen it already, I will link it down in the description, but in my previous Rev video I posted a few months back, I decided to kill Rev Dragons for the entire hour because they have the highest combat and the highest potential loot per kill. But during that video, technically I was not at max efficiency because I was not hopping between worlds between each kill. But technically during that video, I was not at maximum efficiency because I wasn't hopping worlds between each kill. So in today's video, not only are we going to test out the loot from Revenant Orks, but we're also going to put it head to head in comparison to my previous Revenant loot video, except this time I feel like my efficiency is going to be a little bit higher. The Orcs are in 27 Wildy, which means I basically can insta-teleport out if I do see a PKer before they see me. So realistically, it should be easier to escape than whenever I was at Dragons, which are above 30 Wilderness. So without further ado, let's go ahead and throw 1 hour on the clock and head out to the Rev Cave. We finally found a world. Let's go ahead and get our hour started. I'm not gonna lie, this is an incredibly popular place. As you can tell, this one's actually already been killed. Somebody got PK'd on this world. And I honestly think it's gonna be much harder than I originally thought to find two different worlds to hop between, because it probably took me 20 attempts just to find an open world to even attack a single one without somebody else. There's our first kill. I actually completely forgot to touch on my gear setup. It's pretty similar to the previous Rev video. We risk about 200k in basic gear and supplies, but on top of that we also have to add the 1000 ether I do lose from my chain mace if I die, which is probably around another 170 to 200k itself. The wiki has the average orc kill at 21k, so I guess we'll have to put that to the test by the end of this hour. Well, there was our first PKer. We encounter them about 10 minutes in. Let's go ahead and do a quick looting bag update, I guess, since we do have to bank. About 200k in the first 10 minutes. We'll see how that holds up. I hadn't said anything, but if you guys notice, I was bringing blighted ice sacks in my inventory because if needed, I was going to potentially use them as a way to help me escape if I couldn't get off a teleport. But I just realized I'm actually on the completely wrong spellbook, so if it came down to that, I was going to die because I couldn't even have casted any ice spells. So let's go ahead and get that switched real quick. Now we're on the proper spellbook, so we actually have an additional escape if we do need to use it. This is going to be our last kill. Can we pick up anything special? Moment of truth? Hey, I'll take a 40k out. But there is our 1 hour of killing Revenant Orks complete. In total, we were able to kill 96 orcs, and honestly, I had a completely different experience than the 1 hour I did Revenant Dragon kills. Throughout that entire hour, I ran into 8 PKers. The first PKer was the only one who even got off an attack before I teleported. That's one really nice thing about killing these orcs, is the fact that you can just insta-teleport as soon as you see somebody's name pop up. I did accidentally tele out a couple times to people who were coming in to kill revs, but with a little sip of a stamina and the burning amulet, I could get back there within about 30 seconds, so it wasn't too much of a problem at all. Honestly, the biggest problem in this entire hour was the fact that how crowded this spot was. I actually ended up finding out that there were 2 different orc locations, and I actually decided to start killing them at the lower wilderness level version because it was just a quicker run back after I had to tele out. But there were probably 15 plus different occasions where I had to find different worlds because whenever I would hop to the second world, there would already be somebody who had hopped into my world and took over my spot. And honestly, if you want to take max efficiency into account, I probably very easily could have got 20 plus more kills if I didn't keep running into the problem of running into other people killing in that same spot. But that is enough rambling for this section of the video. Let's go ahead and jump into how much it cost and how much we got back in comparison to the Revenant Dragons. First up, let's go ahead and do the price check on the loot. If we throw it all in, it comes out to a grand total of nearly 1.4 mil. And if we quickly divide that by our 96 kills, it gives us an average of 14.4k per kill. So we did come a good bit under what the wiki says the average GP per kill is. But if we go ahead and scroll through our loot, you can easily tell we didn't get anything in terms of some of the more expensive rare drops like the Dragon Plate Skirt or Plate Legs. So that realistically could be the big reason why we're so far off that average GP per kill. Nonetheless, nearly 1.4 mil in 1 hour was very, very similar to the 1.5 we got from Dragons. And on top of that, I can already tell you right now the supplies we used were drastically lower because I never had to burn a bunch to escape a PKer. And here are our total supplies used. If we chuck it in the price checker, it comes out to 154k. This 100k cash being the initial entrance fee we had to pay, because if you didn't already know, you have to pay 100 coins to even enter the Rev Caves. And if you do get PK'd, you have to pay that 100k again in order to enter. So if there wasn't enough incentive to not die, this is even more on top of that. But in all honesty, it is incredible how few supplies I used within this 1 hour. One big reason for that is the sheer amount of times I was teleporting out. And a lot of the times I just used a quick house tab and then refilled everything on my ornate pool. Oh, another quick thing I do want to mention is the ether situation. During this entire 1 hour, I used about 694 charges from my Vigorous Chain Mace. But at the same time, I received back over 800 ether from my Bracelet Absorption. So I didn't really add those ether charges into either the cost or the profit for this challenge. I just kind of net gained 0, even though there was a little differential in that amount. Now that we price checked all of our drops from Revs and then did our cost price check as well, that brings us to a grand total of about 1.2 mil profit from killing 96 Revenant Orks in 1 hour, hopping between a few different worlds. But that's going to do it for this video. If you guys did enjoy or found it helpful, consider dropping a like. And if you're not already and you're around here often, hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on. In my opinion, the Orks and the Dragons are incredibly similar, except my preference would definitely be on the Orks. Not only is it easier to escape PKers, but it's also much easier to get back to once you teleport out. One downfall though, as you saw between the two videos, in the Revenant Dragon video, we did end up getting lucky and picked up an ancient statuette. And unfortunately, that is one thing we did not get in this video. We got absolutely 0 uniques, and maybe that is the offset you risk by staying lower in the wilderness and killing a lower leveled Revenant. But I'm going to end off the video here. Let me know your guys' thoughts about Revs down in the comments below. Do you think they need buffed? Do you think they need nerfed? What you think about the 100k entrance fee? With that though, we do have some big wilderness updates coming soon, and I'm incredibly interested to see what the Old School team does pull off. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.